Hello. I was still kind of getting set up. Did you finally get tired after a long run? Oh, Raid Inception, okay. Get some sleep, yep. I'm not playing games though. I actually don't know if I've got this handy. It said I was on this. Maybe I had it stashed. No. Proof of concept, tweak zoom. Yeah, that should be here, but I'm probably not in a period with, actually, this is probably my recent period. So, when was it? Oh, no, that's way too much. Right around there. Well, I'm surprised I don't have a, no, that's too much. Oh, there we go. I'm working on some higher level summary layers of all the activity that's going on in the map. Just so that you can spot things when you're out a bit and like, oh, there's Donkey Town and, too far. And this is where all of the individual tutorials happen. Right now, those dark colors are a little bit hard to spot in that color scheme. There's the regular tutorials. So I can see how many people like tried to do anything with the bonus area. Not a whole lot. This was back around the boom, so there's probably not as many people. So I'm going to be playing with like how big these squares are, because you can get, well, like I've got it off now, but it can be interesting to go down here with the heat map over it. But if you do pixel per tile, then it's also really hard to spot when you zoom out. So I'm trying to figure out how to balance those. And I'm thinking I want to do tile level detail and then like see if I can offset it. And maybe have that user tweakable so you can kind of pick your sample size. All right, so we've got that. That's the database. We updated live, so we can go ahead and turn this into our web server if we need to have any reference points. And actually, I'm using something else for development purposes here. So, not actually. We need rift times, which was like 7:31 or something. No, I was going by arcs. It was like a 2-hour thing, yeah. And let's see, are we reasonably set up? Okay, let's gamer dude. Alright. We're kind of reasonably set up. We've got that server running. I need to get... I need to get the generation code back online. Which ended up there. So yeah, you're there. Activity. Okay, we had something committed here, playing with scaling. So I think what I want to do is I want to go back to generating tiles at 1:1. And I've got to get back into where all those settings are. Yeah, put activity map. I think pretty much had everything. Yeah. Go back to generating the data there. And that might be the only thing I need. Then I have to decide if I actually want to go all the way down to 24. Just because of data storage. Map process. I think there's a little mini. This one takes a while to process, but it's interesting. Maybe I want to go to more of a last day type of thing, just because it won't be quite so large for testing out that stuff. And then we've also got this code. And I need to filter more files out of here. Activity map layer? Min zoom, max zone, min native zoom. Okay, so I guess I was just doing that all with the data generation layer right now. Yeah, so that's very detailed, which has the problem it doesn't summarize well. And I was saying, some max zoom there. It is interesting to zoom down. And like see exactly where all the hotspots were. Interestingly enough, I feel like I'm getting different hotspots now. I'd swear it was like this kiln was like the epicenter before. So this had some... Yeah, this is lining up with the fences. Makes me wonder if I broke something. Where is base layer by time? I should probably just add a feature to turn this off. Just because it's so expensive to draw. Oh, maybe that was just the biome colors interacting. Huh. Because it looks very different. Oh, isn't that interesting? Somehow the blue interacting with green makes it look a lot more red. Which is weird, because I mean, this is basically going to a green shade itself. Activity map. I really need to use, what is it? It's like Mark A. Oh, because there's a planes there. So I guess that's part of the issue with using a color data channel. So this has a reddish tint when it's the blue over there. It'll summarize okay, I guess. No. Just hack you off for now. All right, so we've generated that detail. I want to see if I can figure out how do I offset this. Now, I know leaflet has a zoom offset, but I think that's just going to give you the wrong data. It's like for if your data numbering is different than your map numbering. Yeah, just used in URLs. I need to actually change the zoom level, which might get into some custom layer coding. Didn't I have like data zoom for some of my... Well, data zoom would actually give me a larger thing and it would sub-select. This is a case where I just want to actually use a larger layer. I wonder if... The tile layer is going to default hook into the map zoom. I almost need some way to intercept the zoom and then update it. Oh, because things have chords and chords have zooms in them, and then we want to... I'm going to have to look at the leaflet code a little bit. Four tiles of half the specified size. That's to generate higher resolution. But it's going to be something kind of like this, code-wise. Oh, if I change the tile size and zoom offset, or hmm. Yeah, because the tile coordinates are also going to change. Maybe what I'd be doing is like essentially manipulating max native zoom relative to zoom. Where can we get in there? So zoom offset is going to be kind of in the types of code we're looking at. If option zoom reverse. Oh, and there's detect retina. So that is and we tweak that, offset that. Tile size just divided by 2. So we're going to have some sort of offset level or scale level. So there'll be a power. That's tweaking the zoom offset. Then when we implement that, get zoom for URL. So maybe I'd be kind of overwriting that function. That's the zoom level for the URL. Now, does that affect our coordinate calculation? I mean, because it affected zoom offset. It also affected, well, oh, maybe by affecting options.tile size. Does that have the appropriate effect on coordinate calculation? Well, all right, so if it's not, then zoom offset is +1. And that's to make it more detailed in a retina scenario. So we do zoom offset -1. Tile size divided by 2, so we do tile size divided by times 2. So can we just hack this up and then figure out how to make it work? So you want... So that was affecting, is it max zoom or min zoom? It's affecting max zoom. And I'm going the other direction. Well, that's still going to be my max. Plus plus. So that'd be -1. And tile size. And see, there's still going to be, I actually want to like treat it as just another layer that has a certain max native zoom, so to speak. Well, that does seem to have some of the desired effect. Do I have checkered on here? No, I must have just removed that outright. Now, this is just a standard grid. That doesn't mean that's what we're actually using. So this has kind of the desired effect. The fact that we're, well, I guess that's, it would be a larger tile layer that effectively stopped there, so I guess that's kind of doing it. I think that's about the grid that I was using earlier. That's 2 levels, which is that squares would be like 1 to 4. I'm not sure if it's 1 to 4 or 4 to 1. All right, so let's create the layer. Now, how am I going to manage those options? And that should work all the way up and down. Well, I wouldn't want a smaller tile size because that starts getting lots of data fetches. But you could, in theory, do that. That would be effectively the retina thing. How do I set you up? So these are standard attributes. No. I have like set layer, update, layer, command. Set options, set object highlight options is close. That goes to certain layers. We also had set object. Okay, this is not an object layer. It's derived from an object layer. This is going to be like a activity map layer, because that's going to, and really probably we're going to input a number here, and then that will figure out how to do all of the things on that. And let's see, create worlds. Create world layers. And for at least some of these, it might be nice to get these to where we're updating settings rather than generating entirely new layers for everything. So we've been calling it act map. Activity map. Now, maybe if I had a certain option, then like this function could reinterpret that option as setting those things. It really is just going to be scale. I don't know if I'm going to change anything else. Scale had a term for my other process. Activity map. Sample size. Oh, and then we kept this around. We kept, so an object layer options. So that if we created or updated anything, we would have that as an option. So object layer options. So we think we're going to be around... we should probably manage it as the exponent, or the height and width. And I did not give myself a hook for this. Oh, object layer options was right there, so that's kind of convenient. Oh, no, your highlight options. Oop, just overwrote A. So that doesn't need to be an assign. Maybe that's too simple of a word for a global variable. I might someday need a better solution for global variables too. Oh, hey, Quirk. Oh, I must have had... That's why the audio is so loud. I had it up for some very soft stream. Morning. Mark not set. Okay, well, it was close to here. Object highlight. Mark C. I want to search for objects in the map. Well, this time point is no good. We didn't have object data then. This is going to be an old spot, but we still have data for it. So we go to search, we go to objects, we... probably not going to be trucks here. There's one tank of kerosene hiding behind a tree. And of course, it'll get more interesting as you move into populated areas for things like that. And then we could pick... Well, there's a couple ways to do it. For picking and choosing, you could just go, okay, we want to remember that one. A pump with kerosene... a new common pump. Perhaps interesting. Tank of kerosene. Fractional distiller. And that's all of that. So then we could... and if you really want all of them, you could just say lock all. Well, I guess truck was the other thing that Punk was looking at. It's a truck cab. Delivery truck. Driving really shouldn't show up on the map. Unfueled, probably because it's a timeout transition. Maybe just fueled. I guess unfueled if it had never been... Oh, and there's empty tank. Is that when it runs out? So then we would actually... I guess I should have a... Well, I could just turn these off. And then you've got this locked stuff, which this does get limited by zoom. And this doesn't show the conditions. So to figure out where we are currently-ish... Got to wake up the server. That didn't zoom me to the... I guess we were close. Oh. Oh, we must be getting a lot of these challenge spawns. Interesting. So now that we've got the basic area... okay, so we're still too far out. And we can turn that off. Still too far out. Bit of a challenge. Actually, these are all things that there's just not going to be much of in the current world. But there's a little bit of kerosene. Where are the people again? This is a big town. See, this wasn't a ginger town per se. Oh, there's one next to the well. I guess engine was one of the other things he was looking for. Yeah, not a whole lot of this stuff yet. I know I've seen one truck recently, but maybe it's been lost already. You could, of course, also search for more common objects, like I was testing with flint stuff. So maybe, well, that would be like a flint deposit or something. So like flint chips or the multiple flint chip deposit. The arrowheads tend to be not as interesting. And it's really about what you care about. Yeah, all of this data is snapshotted. And it's like the files have to transfer from the live servers to the public data repository. I give it a little time window before I download them. And then sometimes it takes a little while to process. So even if you're right around the data update time, and you're looking at like a half hour to an hour of lag before things get fully processed. And if you're in anything like a U.S. time zone, it's like the middle of the night, early morning for lives. All right, so this will be the act map layer. This is going to be options, but it's going to be a specific set of options. So zoom offset is going to be, I guess you could actually be sample size. Most of the time, so it gets published once a day. The soonest you could view it on any of my stuff, or using the life logs directly, would be, well, if you're doing it yourself, you could probably get it right about when it was published. I schedule the processing to happen like half an hour later to make sure that it has fully copied, and then it takes a little while to... That might only take a few minutes to import everything. But if we bring back, so this fetched everything that was available. Actually, the server times use the timestamps. So it's like with the time change, It's about, well, 2 a.m. local, which 8 a.m. UTC, and then I process it at like 8:30. For map currency, if you just take your and I forget if I muddled with this. 1919, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, I must have muddled with something. So if you come in clean, yeah, so there's local 1319 or 1 p.m. And then that is, okay, so I was in UTC. So UTC 1919 is about when about when the update happened yesterday. I scheduled one of my map checks to be 1930. And we've got larger maps now with the update, so you'd have to give it at least half an hour before this appeared, and then there might be a little bit of CDN caching on top of that as well. So that's for the map data, and we've had no bells, and even when things were slow, we seem to have a lot of trouble getting bells up. One of the things I want to work on is getting a better default point, so we're actually in a current activity area instead of a week ago by default position. But yeah, if well, I mean, I guess towns are getting back to this size. We still have famines and such, but this is one of the larger places before the TikTok blitz. If you hadn't been around then. Alright, so base tile size is 256. We're going up. So that's like 8 plus sample size. I mean, this is an if. I don't know that these have a redraw method. So there is a bug right now if you use a preset or you happen to actually. Thank you for reminding me. I should actually take a break and go fix that. Was that? Yeah, I started messing with that. So that's not family trees. There's a bug right now. If you use a preset or you happen to hit the set of conditions that triggers a preset, it will kind of get stuck in a loop. The easiest one to hit is daily review, which is death location, cause of death. And there just aren't really enough conditions to pin that down to something rare. No. That's data processing, OHO map. Yeah, so we started doing that stuff. Oh, map UI. So what the heck is going on here? And actually that would be... Okay. So if we were to then try to get out of this, and then... Actually, the colorings are... Any URL update messes it up. So one possibility is that we're not clearing the state. That's kind of it, but it's like pending preset, yes. So we get the route, we set it, we check server loaded. You are in a position to change the model. Let's see, so that would be nothing. I think I reuse these add updates in other places. Oh no, it's only here. But do I hit you in multiple places? If not server loading, well, that should only happen once. No. So add update. Applies a function to the model to receive both. Do we have one that does model only? Well, actually, we could just do this. Pending preset equals no preset. So it might be that we didn't clear this field, but it could also be the URL update stuff. In which case I might just have to I might have to make sure to remove it from the URL so that it never like feeds back to itself. Okay, that does have a preset in it. And if we were to change this, okay, so the URL still has it. Oh, but then it regenerated without it. Okay, so that was actually it. I just forgot to clear the flag. Okay, but... if you did that, and then like went and queried something else. Oh, that also cleared it. Interesting. Well, first of all, the map data I get only includes player actions. So a bear moving is not a player action. Crops growing is not a player action. Pavers moving is not a player action. Fences decaying is not a player action. Graves decaying is not a player action. So you get ghosts of all those things. Also horses running. So what you see with all the bears is any place that a bear bit someone or got shot. And since bears tend to kill people in towns, there are then less people, sometimes no people, to do things in the area that would cause something else to happen on that tile, replacing the ghost bear. So, yeah, you're seeing the no further updates combined with the fact that towns often end with bear attacks. So I've considered trying to simulate timed transitions. So you'd have like things like fires dying. You wouldn't have as many horses, as many bears, graves that disappear, fences that disappear. Although it's kind of nice to like see where fences were and see where people were doing things and see that we had a bear problem here. So I'm a little bit torn on that one. That's right. We were actually going and checking. We did presets. Yeah, the auto orient is not. Oh, it considered itself in the preset, so it didn't activate. Interesting. Oh, did we get overridden there? No, that's like 7:30. That's different. Well, the key thing I think is that okay, so that works. It doesn't immediately update the URL though, so I probably need to do something to so let's just add update to. So this is, I think, when we receive a. Change route 2 checks that. It's a current URL, a navigate. Where do I actually create URL? Replace URL command model. Center URL. Okay. Replace URL command model. You are a simple, so we've got this, which is model command message, model command message. Oh, you're just using another add command. So you're going to be a command message. Is there a place URL? Oh, you needed this. So it's not replace URL. It's that's a string. Oh, that's just a reason. In case I'm having trouble with that. So this is. For debugging purposes, because I've had feedback cycles at times. And I could actually take this down and get that as an expression, but. Okay, so that was off. So the question is, we do that. Even my local server's having to think about this one. Uh-oh, did I break something? That creates the too many calls. Oh, I wonder if that became a feedback cycle. This error has been very annoying of late. Oh. Okay, I've not recompiled yet. It looks like we have a feedback cycle. That only happened once. But it was like in response to a URL update. So maybe I need to not do that there. So change route to check server loaded. This is from server list, no. Arc list, no. Span list, no. Monument list, no. Okay, so actually I don't want this here. I need other places where I'm doing replace URL. Replace URL command. So this is whenever I'm changing these settings, I guess. No. Set yesterday. So time mode happens in the data tab. Hours. Data tab, format, also here. And that's all format stuff. I guess I want to do this like if preset changed. Which means I would need to keep around, well, I could do this as an update wrapper. So we've got our main update function. Because I can go and put a URL update everywhere that happens. I thought that would end up doing it more than necessary. Right, that's it is detect preset. Yeah, so we've got update. So this would be like, Is that like is our main update? That means our actual app update becomes something else if we wrap it. I guess I should copy this. Go that way. Okay, so that's a piece of it. You get a model 2, we'll just call that we need you, we need if detect preset of model is not equal to detect preset of the updated model, then the fact that I got this from only one message is what's worrying me here. Replace URL, preset change. Replace URL is taking model command. The application. All right, we turn on debugging for all of that. Okay, so that was a preset. I'm curious. Okay, so that immediately updated our URL. If we reload, we shouldn't be in there. If we click on this, we don't get a too many updates. And then doing any change here will immediately change our URL. And that should also work for our other modes. Time mode from now. Hours period is 24. Oh, I guess there is an order check to this, huh? Animated at 1 and 1. Preset yesterday. Oh, and I'm still in those format options. So it's then defaulting to that if nothing's available. Okay, that seems fairly stable. Time mode. Oh, okay. Wait, was I reloading into time mode? Let's see. Add update set yesterday has this extra space. I guess I should check. So that sets the options. If we load in blank, does that mess us up? No, that still works. All right. That's something we can deploy later. Yep. Get a dash map. And we didn't want to be in there. And I probably didn't want to be at that time either. Doing that one might be a good way to jump there. Huh, or not. I guess they were in scope. All right, I don't need to see the whole URL bar anymore. Did I have that in here? Yeah. And then we were curious if this layer had... Maybe if it's null, it does nothing. Oh, because I'm not calling this function yet to set this. I do have this awkward thing where I've got this. Yep. Defaults to 2. Maybe that becomes settable at some point. If it becomes settable, then that's a formatting option, which means we have to go tweak all of that stuff. So that will be something like this. So that sample size, I don't think we have to poke anything else. So we need our port interface. Finish all jobs above zoom. Maybe I should be using the long form for this. It's a little bit more interface level. Activity map sample size. It kind of is a zoom. Well, no, not really. It is levels of zoom. Trying to expose. Oh, yeah, we did this one. Map UI. Oh, that was a saved thing. This will probably end up being a saved thing too. I don't know if I've taken any provisions for data upgrades here. So that was the last thing we did. Oh, you have to go into the model. So we have to update our model, and we haven't done this message. I'm just copy pasting stuff. So that veil has to exist. Actually, one thing I haven't looked at is yeah, because it's always a sample size. Uh, Where did my mark get unset? You were just up here. With that offset, we might be able to change. Hey, Serp King. Yeah, with that offset, we can change our farthest down. So this is going to be straight up 24 plus ActMax sample size, and then that needs to go into our options as well. It's kind of weird because that's not actually the native zoom, but we're like offsetting the zoom, so it gets a little bit weird. Map UI. Actually, we're in model. All right, now we've got that nicely done. Activity map. Sample size, and then you have to go also down here. Nah, this doesn't quite work as some kind of alternate zoom level. So that should be compilable. And do I have it set up so that like all of that stuff gets sent, and I do not have this set up to go on init for settings. Okay. So go to our view. Let natural object zoom. Activity map sample size. Well, making that exist is going to make us handle the message. Now we have something to do here. And we're going to do our model as well. You do not currently need to save state. This is not yet a persisted field. That might be the kind of thing you'd want to keep around. Okay, you're going to be a slider. Select. And then this, we eventually want to do something better with this field. Oh, I might need some maxes and mins on my application of this. See, the minimum value is going to be 1. And even 8's a lot. But as long as we've got a limit on it. So 2 to 31 would be like 30, or is that 29? It might actually be 29 because if it's 31, I think 1 in from each side. But for 32 potential values, we'd have 0, 1 to 31. So we're leaving out, well, we're leaving out 0 and 1. That's effectively 2. Default thumb, step, just 1. Wait, why are you starting out at 32? Did I typo something here? String dot from int. Oh. Use the right field. Okay. Oh, also value. Uh-oh. Span.actmap.each layer. Have I not gone and defined this for everything yet? I thought I had it into the all spans thing. Oh, this might not be a layer group. I didn't have anything else to put in there. Okay, and then that is the min-max issue. So this is where I'm... okay, so we do have a free draw. Does it function without that? No, it does not. Set options will not cause a refresh. Well, actually, I know my default sample size is going to be safe here. So really, it's only these updates that need to cap things. Plus sample size. Oh, so I need to be manipulating more fields based on this, actually. So min zoom. Well, I think the errors we're running into is like 0 and 1 and company. So your plus act map sample size, I think. Oh, this is what it displays on, though. So that's going to be like min native zoom. Doing pretty good, I guess. We're making progress on this dynamic map scaling. So I'm not sure that will interact with our adjustments here. So maybe that'll take care of the min-maxing for me? No, it still tried to go to... Well, no, this should keep it from trying to do that level, maybe. Okay, no, it still tried to do, like, -6. Maybe it's not reevaluating if it should be visible. Maybe we actually do need to do min and max. The problem is that makes it just go invisible at that level. So zoom offset probably actually needs to be... Oh. I was doing 29. The maximum is actually to be 24. Not that it would be bad to limit our input here. Let's see. Min does the max. Or max does the min. Yeah, so we let that be... Oh. No, even up to 24 is a problem. Okay, so we're not getting beyond -6. Well, 24 to 2 is actually would be 22. But that's still -4, which shouldn't happen. So zoom offset -22. We're at 18. Oh, typo. I just retyped that one. Okay, because I copied it to get the value. Right. No. Oh, we get to 1. So we're close. So probably... Is it 23? No, we still get to 1. Oh, sample size is a minimum of 1. So a little bit less intuitive there. Max native zoom. Oh, wait, max native zoom. That almost has its own max. Well, we were doing it okay before because it's offsetting that. It's going to have to allow things to... Maybe could native zoom be working a little bit differently than... 1 again. So it's clearly limiting it. 1 plus... Then, 1 plus that is the min native zoom. And then minus. So that's like min native zoom 31? I was looking at it for all of them. Oh. I just thought I saw a 0 in there. Wait, 1 to 17. Oh, this is only for the not founds. We don't do 0 and 1. And then it's fine. Maybe this isn't the right thing to limit it? Well, sample size can be 1, so the 1-to-1 ratio should be 2. That's our min zoom. We could make it not visible at all if it's totally out of scale. We're sending larger values, but then we're capping them. We just need to cap more? Well, now we're at 0, which is... Okay, there is a level that will... Oh. Zoom 1. So it's not even entirely this. Map UI, no, view. Natural objects above zoom. 24 or 23. Okay, so that is 1-to-1 detail. No, that's actually 2-to-1 detail. The larger of one or that. 1 plus sample size. Oh. 1-to-1. So actually this might partly explain it. Is zoom offset 0. Oh, that means you need to be off by 1 too. Plus 1. Is to 8. I should almost minus 1 and make this 0 so that these all become the natural numbers I want. So we would do something like actually we could do that as, and then I could actually take you, do minus 1, and then say what we actually want is 0 to not 24, 22, because that's the dynamic range we've got. And then your 2 plus zoom offset. 24 plus zoom offset. Negative zoom offset. 8 plus zoom offset. That does change how we calculate in our other spot. Oh, actually, so this initial setup was a little bit off, too. Oh, to our property list. Okay, so that's 1-to-1. Wait. That shouldn't be 1-to-1. We set our initial value to 2. Did this one overwrite it? Okay, well, that actually had an error. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that off by 1. So 2. Oh, we set it to 2. And then minus 1. Which got us 1. So this was kind of working. What? And it's all calculated values, but I need to figure out what the heck is going on here. So that shouldn't be getting sent, I don't think. Okay, that's a double. So wait, 2 to 2 is a -1. Or 2 by 2 is -1. A sample size of 2. Sample size of... Oh, I guess there isn't a 3. It's a sample size of 4. Oh, I wonder... Is there something weird with... Because I didn't change max native zoom. That's a 2 by 2, so this should theoretically go up? Or no? Okay. So that actually has to stay. So it renders at 24, it does something larger. Oh, but... I wanted it where you could get the detail when you zoomed in. So maybe that does work. Just that when we hit 1 to 1, we stay a little bit larger. And that was just too... Yeah, okay. So that's part of it. We were just hitting our minimum. So that's probably fine. So it is going to hit minimum. That's going to stay a little bit larger than 1 by 1. But we're still getting these things. Wait, is that... Why would that be going to zoom on? No, those are coordinates. That's zoom 23. Maybe I'm just reading the wrong coordinates. They're going to be around 1 for a bunch of these. Oh, no, that is... Zoom 22 is missing. There's still something going on there. I don't know if 23 is the right value. Oh? Okay, so that summarizes weirdly. I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. And we're not really communicating to that stuff there. Yeah, that seemed very wrong. And why are we requesting zoom 1? Uh, oh, is that the... Seem to be getting different results from zooming and from manipulating the settings. Wait, you are getting more and more detailed. Oh, I went down to sample size too. Okay, and those are just very large blocks. And the 7 here is just not an intuitive thing. Wow, that went all the way down to just boom. 1 to 1. Wait, why is... Why is 7 4x4? I mean, it kind of matches up, but it still seems... a little bit weird. So now our only mystery is why is it allowed to go to zoom 1? So 0 to 22. Oh, actually, you have your own math.min. That's a plus, so this should never get large enough to be an issue. Yeah, so our initial setting is a little bit weird here. We do the same thing on that, we don't get the same result. Oh, this is zoom offset, so... no, yeah, zoom offset is natural settings, 224. Yeah, why do we get different results there? It does indeed does not have 21. Oh, but maybe particular tiles that we're missing. Not all of them. We have nothing at zoom 1, though. I'm slightly bothered by the fact we get different results. I mean, I guess I could go through and set everything after the fact. This is for a particular world, so target world. Uh, I'd actually have to separate that out where I could run that function in the layer we just created. Of course, I guess I don't normally need to do this for anything extreme. Missing particular tiles. Maybe zooming in sample size there would be of some utility. Just makes it nice to be able to see the detail, though. Is that 2 by 2? So far out, it's hard to tell. Yeah, so that's showing nothing. Oh, okay, so that, down here is where we get this silly stuff. Where it's trying to do zoom 1. I guess I need to... That's all internal leaflet stuff. Oh, no, because I'm doing some caching as well. No, I'm not doing leaflet caching. Unfortunately, it's like really... They don't show us the full URLs, so it's really hard to track that. And these are the 404s again. Yeah, that's 17. Like a Donkey Town? Oh. Lost it. So this doesn't get usefully large here. Because sometimes they can get pretty big. So maybe I don't need to cut out max. Or min zoom size, min native zoom. Oh, and I see that was initial setup. So, so really we need to be doing this one. Yeah, we're not actually getting like very large sizes. We're just getting a lot of 404s here. Oh, we're getting negative indexes. So we simply don't have data large enough to do that sample size, I guess is what it comes down to. Maybe I should be affecting min zoom as well. I expect that to be able to get larger. Or at zoom 4. I guess I can see what my numbers are going to be. Making them wasn't too hard. It's this rescaling that's proving complicated. So I'm just going through and plus equals 1. I'm currently tracking a max, which I said I'm not currently using. I guess some of the tile math was a little bit tricky. I'm using it to, which things might be a little bit messed up right now. Actually, I guess I was doing maybe 4x4. So that lets you see where the main area is. It also lets you see. Where is? Oh, I may have really messed something up here. Oh no, because this is a historical time, not our current one. To like find tutorials and things of that sort. So you have this larger level scale where you can actually find some of the more dispersed things on the map. And in theory, this makes it a little bit easier to find that stuff. But it does not seem to scale very well. I guess that might be reasonable for something that was really zoomed out. Yeah, I need some feedback about what my effective zoom is. So it means I need to know. Am I tracking like a global zoom level? I don't know that I am. There's the initial one. There's that one. So it's going to be zoom level minus that. And then there's a couple of other numbers that get worked into. And that's only on updates. So at zoom 7, we start having trouble once we get to, well, 6. We're at zoom 7, we're doing -6, it's going to hit 1. We've got a min native zoom, but how that gets calculated with zoom offset might be a problem. Now I know I initially had a problem with min native zoom in general. I don't know if I left any of those comments in. Oh, that would cause it to request lots and lots of tiles if it didn't meet up. And I was trying to stop it from doing that stuff here. Yeah, so now we're going into all these negatives that I don't want. It's like I'd like it to stop creating. Well, if we don't have the data to go up there. I'd like to just start treating it as an ordinary level. Because in theory, we've got this all the way up to 2. We've got, dots. And our min zoom kind of took care of that. Now, things get a little weird with zoom offset because we're trying to do at a negative to it to get a larger zoom level. So I might need to do a modified version of a tile layer that will take the zoom offset into account and just, well, we also have to take our tile size into account. kind of wish we could just stop at a certain point. But I guess we've only got, that's the biggest pixels we've got. I wish I could just keep having them get smaller. And leaflet is not managing that for me. So there's the retina stuff. Get zoom for URL. There's a zoom reverse flag. I'm managing the tile size myself. Well, I guess if we hit a maximum there, and maybe that's messing things up. Well, no, because we're trying to fetch inappropriate zoom levels. Yeah, get zoom for URL does not consider or any of our native zoom stuff. Yeah, you're not doing anything with my min and max. So max native is kind of working. We're able to go down and get the more detailed versions. Oh, that's saying tile size is zoom offset. So I almost wonder how that's working. Oh no, if we have a larger tile and we zoom in. Oh yeah, if it's that big, we can't even get to, or it's so thin here you can't tell. In theory, that's a very large, well, this is the tile size here. Yeah, okay, so, okay, so yeah, it's still kind of large. And that's like our max level. Because this is like a 1 pixel in an image. It actually is working for both of those. Oh, okay, so this is broken now. I haven't actually tried that yet. Oh. Okay, so leaflet handles that. I'm just setting options. Hmm. Clamp zoom. Maybe the URL needs to clamp zoom. Because that's the native level. If I made that 2 to 24, except I actually now, when I've offset it, I do want it to go, 24 plus, because you can zoom in and get the detail. That's kind of cool, but maybe we have to give that up. In native zoom, if I clamped my tile size back down, so I think the problem is we have to reapply clamp when we update these settings. So that's set view, center zoom. I found it, but I haven't deployed it. And then there'll be some CDN stuff. So I want the zoom offset to be done by the basic min and max native zoom, essentially. What would cause set view, reset levels, and prune old tiles? Reset view, e.pinch, e.fly to, get center, get zoom. Another internal function, animate zoom, set view, internal update. Probably layer. Yeah, there's redraw, which doesn't seem to quite do it. Well, if you don't give me a method. Oh, there he found it. Activity map, set activity map, simple size. Is it reset view? And does that itself cause a redraw? Seems to. Okay, so that clamps us, which might explain some of the weirdness. So these are like legitimate URLs that just don't exist. Oh, neat. Thank you. And there's the alert. So yeah, actually, I think the clamping may have fixed a lot of our issues here. Because we're not reapplying this stuff to our zoom level after changing it. Mm-hmm. And that's basically our highest level, where Surprisingly enough, I guess it's because of rounding and stuff, it ended up there. That might not actually be a useful level to let you go to. Maybe we should cut it off at 22. Okay, so that was 2 to... This is the post. Well, those are like technical restrictions. Oh. Natural objects. Wait. Oh, that I do 32 there specifically to have it turn completely off. Ooh. Okay, so that's actually not sufficient to keep that from happening. Oh, well. No, that's just broken. And things have been working so good. I've heard the name. What did I change? Oh, now it's not doing anything. I guess I do need to redraw. I must have still had that in there. Didn't save or something. Okay, we're still getting a lot of this. I mean, I made some simple ones a long time ago. I've considered doing them as programming exercises, but they're not necessarily the types of games I would play now. So that's a little weird. And I did work on some not high-end arcade games, and then some redemption games, which most of them are which are mostly kiddie gambling. So not super interesting there. Yeah, so we have a really good spot here, and then it completely falls apart. Maybe I have to be doing something with my tile size. Well, it's like I'm limiting my offset. I have to do something with tile size. I mean, one option is I just like limit this to like 8 steps or something, which practically speaking is going to be things are still a little weird there. All the way out. But this is like already uselessly large for most purposes here. And we are getting some weird things. Let me mess with that. So it's still a pixel there. But it's possible to find this stuff. And then maybe it's a little bit more useful at something like that. Even that's... Actually, 1 to 1, or 1 by 1, 2 by 2. I think I was doing about 4 by 4 when I was playing around with it before. Because we're expanding minimum, it's kind of hard to see exactly what that is. I'm doing -1, so 2 is actually zoom offset of only 1. Maybe that was my my compromise point. Yep. Oh, this is our initial. Well, let's still see what it is. No. Somehow we got down to there anyway. Okay. All right, so on the view side, just saying sample size is not great. So when we talk about model scaling, would it be like 1 to 2 or 2 to 1? Scaling shorthand. Industrial scales and weighting. Yeah, this is the wrong... Okay, so that is 1 2 thing for a model that is smaller. So would I do like 2 to 1? Because we've got... Oh, there's 1/32, 1/32 to the size. This is actually doing a larger box. So I think it would be like 4 to 1 or whatever. So it's the sample size. Because it's always going to be 2 1. It's not just that, it is... Is it just POW? Is there syntax for that? Exponential. Oh, okay, yep. Oh, no, it's 2 2. Oh, but if our sample size is 1, maybe you actually do want to have u as 0. Yeah. Well, or we offset this. It's interesting that we end up at -1 on both sides, though. You know, I was thinking, well, I mean, sample size 1, sample size... It's not really 2, it's 2 by 2, because it's exponentiation. And this is -1, that takes us up to 128, which isn't even an entire tile. I guess I can go up to 9 on that. Since it is 1, I could go up to 9. Nope, not compiled. It's going to be a little bit misleading here, I guess, because we're zoomed in where we can get more detail. So it lets you see in detail. It lets you see things at scale. Default to 2 to 1. All right, so grouped heat map in progress. Left our overlay on. Nope, left our biome layer off. Maybe I should just go back and implement that option since I'm doing an update today anyway. Never made this a save state. Maybe you want to deal with that separately. I also want to get some water. I'll be back in a minute. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay. Well, that one doesn't work.
Face hurt. Um, guys, I got to give a shout out. Man, if my fingers would just work right now. Shout out. I am just like so wow. If you guys, oh gosh, that doesn't work. Don't know who Milton T. Pike is, please go over and check him out. He is hilarious. Um, you will instantly fall in love and be inspired. All streamers should just so wish to be like that. He is just so, I mean,
What? No. What the fuck?
Welcome back. No. So we should be clean there. I probably will need another port. Yep, and there it is, very slow. Another port to handle that. Well, no, it would just be... that's not necessarily a port thing. I just have to have a virtual layer because it's actually got a whole bunch of other layers, I think. Unless... a whole base. Layers at index of... or is that like the entire thing? That's like everything. A whole base, layer group. Arc update tiles. Add, remove. Okay, so they're all just in there. If I separated that out into a thing that I could directly check and uncheck. Let's see, and this is all overlays, right? Wow, yeah, I had like a plus 16 the other day. I thought I went around and asked the women, but maybe I didn't get everybody. Could be a new family too. Yeah, unfortunately you can't object search for most of those because they're naturally generated and we need the seed for that. But if somebody picked one up and dropped it, you might be able to find it. Of course, we don't have any of the map areas that are currently inhabited, probably because of the reset. But that would be a thing. That's our lock. Well, and really we need variants of wild garlic. That's the two variants. I mean, one of them just won't show up. It does, but not for naturally spawning objects. So really all you're going to get is whichever one of these is the loose version that somebody has plucked and dropped there. So if they picked it but didn't eat it, you might be able to find some. And because that one is a dark color, it's actually going to work out better on this color scheme. So there's some way back there, but that's not necessarily near where anybody is right now. But most of it's going to be naturally spawning, unpicked, and that we cannot find. Let's see. So publishing time was around there, and Fem might have been around yesterday. I don't remember. Okay, well, we've got points for them. Was that... Ooh, I need to fix that. Okay, so that's the and fam. Well, they're in a previously inhabited area. Get off of there. Well, once upon a time there was some around. I don't know if it's still there. Assuming they haven't moved and all that. It's the same and fam, because, like, I'm an Eve happens a lot. And things like that. The other day I saw somebody playing their first life get an Eve, and it ended up being the Trigstad family, which somehow survived for quite a bit. Yeah, if there's not an Am, it might become An. So to work into this, and actually overlays, there used to be a thing. This goes, oh, controls base. Wait, anything with base anymore? Base layer, do we ever send the base layer command? That might be old. Yeah, we never send it. No. Map. So we've got some hooks for that. This is probably... Oh, okay, well, there's a whole base. I would need to separate that, because we're both considering them kind of like... we're not really doing any subgroups. That would let you... base layer here is radio in their control, because it would be like satellite versus roads versus whatever. Nice. In a normal map situation. We kind of need to treat this almost like a subset of the layers, or we have like base layer with biome, base layer without biome kind of thing. So right now we do all of this stuff in here where we have biome layer, objects, objects, object highlights, animated highlights, and really this is like one of the super expensive ones. So we're going to count this as an empty overlay, just to be able to use the checkboxes. Rift is almost old. Let's see. And then I go and add some other things dynamically. I guess the gradical gets, then a gradical, we made a place for it. And that's kind of an overlay. It's an overlay. That's our data overlays. Special placements are kind of objects. And you are just going to be... Hey, Athena. Are any of these... Yeah, you're just a dummy layer, right? Oh, this is where we do the events. So it's going to be something kind of like this. On add. And really, we're just going to have like some kind of option. I don't even know if it's going to be a direct map. I might be able to figure out what those are and immediately add and remove them, but I need to take that into account when doing all of my updates. All those options, barrier radius. Oh, I changed some of this stuff, so that would be a conflict. No, map time, data animated, maybe something like this. Yeah, I'm lazy about cutting it. Biome layer visible on add, set to true, set to false, and then I need to, ooh, does this have the appropriate function? Map millisecond reason. Base layer by time is map. I think it's map time and yeah, for me it's almost when I like start seeing longer hairs lying around. All right, biome layer visible. Oop. Right. Biomes, biome layer toggle. Oh, that was... Oh, we have to... You are not... oh, so by default it is added to map. Which would be a re-render, I guess. Did I default this to false? Yes, okay. I could make this not re-render. On add. We still have to set it. If it is visible, this is just a, yeah, don't change if it's not set. So that'd be conservative. Then when we do overlays, bands, oh, actually, yeah, we need to find that. Yeah, all this stuff, a whole base. Okay, bye. Thanks for stopping in. A lot of these are kind of legacy options now, too. Like, well, I guess not a lot of these. Special placements is, Rift is kind of... Ooh. Yeah, if you can yum with those big bonuses, go do some mining or wood chopping. Activity map. All right, so the other thing I might want to work on, is I think I want to output, I have notes for this. Yeah, so we got all these misses for tiles that don't exist. Oh, and then, so I still have to tweak that in my local version if I just want to sit there updating it. So if a tile doesn't exist, leaflet might still try to fetch it. That's actually a surprisingly number of misses for how far out I am. Surprisingly a few number of misses. So I think as I do this, I want to generate an index file in the hopes of, in the future, being able to check that to see if these exist. But that's going to be like a custom leaflet layer that gets into all that stuff we were just kind of working with parameters on. So this is going to write something out for everything. This is going to be similar to our key placement, which only... Output final placements, which uses some stuff, and it might actually be in the tile sets. Right tiles, right index. So we used a very, very custom... Yeah, I needed to extract this function. Some sort of file format. You do get triples. Triples are at a time. We're not going to have multiple times, but I think it might be convenient to use the same file format since it'll just be one extra timestamp in there. Only if it's a format, we'll have to have that be variable. Yeah, so you built in the URL before. You had read and write. Right now we don't need to read these. I would if I was doing some sort of like sum total of changes in the map type of thing. Which could be interesting, but I just don't know if I want to deal with it. So output path is our base. You get a write with the timestamp. This is a generic type of format. Final placement. Okay, so dir ends up being our timestamp. Zoom level is going to be per zoom level. So we've got things like that. So this is going to be like a tile index format. So I don't need a tile set. Let's see. This was assuming a file system. It was assuming an output path. Zoom is going to be variable per. There might be multiple spans that are going to change the dir. So we could potentially bundle all that up. For things that would be the data group, data type, tile type. Yeah. I mean, it's a positive rate of return on iron, but it's still kind of annoying. Okay, file system. Triples. The triples will be kind of redundant here. Or for our new one. All right, so for final placements, right index is going to be per span. So you're going to have a little helper. I'm using something like this. Yeah, I'm using one of these. Key value. Okay, so we're pretty much, well, you're getting passed and used. Right tiles. You know, we're just making you on demand. Fast amendment, you are a KP. Triples, dir. So I guess what things we put there didn't really matter. So I'm going to have to test that works next time we get a data set. Or I could probably force it to reevaluate one of these. Oh, and then we had read. Tile index. Output path dir. Tile type. So this is actually very, very light. I could almost define a index. Well, I'm using these in different places. Yeah, I'm using these in different places. So I can't just have one thing that's doing it all. I put activity map. Right tiles, right index. I might have this do some data conversion here. Right tiles. Oh, I still end up calling this tile set. It's not really technically a tile set here. Now, do you have the same arguments? Dir zoom period. What was period? Oh, because for scaling the colors. Okay, so let's see, to tiles, which got passed there. Tiles dot each, right out a tile. Chords tile. So this is... Where did I get my triples in the other one? No, final placement. Tile set dot tile index. So a tile set is going to look something like that. But index was itself a method. Oh, so index was already triples. And we convert it back. Okay, so you kept it in coordinates. Index chords. Oh, you're just going to get the timestamp, aren't you? Well, no, this thing is... There is the timestamp. Tile.chords, tile.time. And it flattened them. So index is going to be tiles. Wait, tiles.merge. Oh, was this the previous index? This is going to be like, yeah, tiles.values. Tiles.values. Let's put in different tiles. And we do want to do something with values. Okay, so that was the values that were as objects. We shouldn't be generating empty ones here. I think this is just going to be like keys. You're to a hash. Or are you going to 2 hash? You. I should probably cut down my levels for update speed. Okay, so just outright error. Right index tiles. Now it was written as triples. You should probably take tiles. Keep this logic down here. That looks... That's reasonable. Activity map tile index. We did not load this. We did not use tile set. Oh, did I just call this? Yeah, so we kept it as right index. Some map. This was 44? Only done 24 so far. Okay, at that timestamp. Ooh, is that the end time or this? That is a representation of the data at that timestamp, so yes. So we do this for all of them. Oh. Oh, this is final placement. I don't want to do you for all. That wouldn't even work. All right, so for all of the others, we have teeny tiny indexes. But that means we ought to be able to skip all of these out-of-bound fetches. That's going to be some more tricky leaflet stuff, though. Also figure out how I want to do this. And I'm probably going to want to process everything locally, just to check out that it works. And then I either have to go through and upload like just that directory, or I have to then run it against the indexes on the actual hosting storage, or I could get my online system to do it. It uploads faster because it's actually inside AWS somewhere. Processing can be a bit of a challenge. And I'm going to have to see how long this actually takes as well, because it could be like a day-long project that might block out processing of some other things. So if we do U, well, let's do an up. Well, this is still a long process. That's a big file. Even just doing a test on that is going to take a while. Oh, and I still have to, in the big picture, I still have to set this up to actually check if it's been done. And have I even been properly maintaining this file? Processed act map, maybe. Oh, yep, all the different zoom levels. Oh. And you see, it's not supposed to redo this if... Oh, no, because this one split. So it ended up doing them by zoom level and then by span? That's only 5 chunks. Yeah, so eventually we need to do that once we're sure everything is set. Okay, so that is, we changed our scale, we set it up to save the indexes. We got a new file, which there ends up being a lot of files here. And I need to check that change. Git add, lib. I should locally hide these. All right, and then I want to run that process. I want to run you once, look at it. Maybe run the latest time, look at it. And then see how many days it takes to process history. Oh, and update the map to fix the bug. So I think that is a closing point for now. I just need to do a bunch of data processing. Then I have to get the online copy updated. And then we can actually get it on the map. Oh, and I can maybe... Because I was thinking of examining for map default position. But I think that's only going to be a latest position thing. I'm not going to need to do that for history. So thanks for watching. Thanks to Quirky for resubscribing, and A Bit of the Universe, and Tana for bringing friends. Let me see if I have anything to recommend. I guess for the One Life people, Rainy's on. We rated her last night. And she's not doing any coding either. And that's what I'm usually on. I will be back to do to see if I can actually get a legacy chain going in regular One Life here. Oh dear, do I need to be... I might have to go scouting for code people again. Okay. Let's see, they're almost over, it looks like. That may have just started. Okay. For someplace cool to hang out. Munglo looks like he's working on a game jam. Last time I was there, he had some music going, which isn't always my favorite thing. And he is known to swear a bit, so if you mind that, be advised. Otherwise, he's somebody working on code and talking through it, much as I try to do. Thanks for hanging out. Goodbye, and until next time.